Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to talk about the profit-taking strategy that has been a game changer for me. But of course, before we jump into all of that, we're going to smash that like button. This helps get this channel out to more people and, of course, does help to support the channel. Thank you to all of you who leave the kind words and encouragement. You take the time to write. I take the time to read and respond. Those of you who ask questions in the comment section, I do get back to you as soon as I am able to. And those of you who would like to join the Discords, they are below in the link in the description below. You can click on the more button. That will pop out the description. And there are some more details there. And of course, I'm always in there sharing education, insights, resources, some of my trade setups, and of course, entertainment, because this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? All right, let's jump into the main event, which is taking profit strategy. Well, first of all, as I've shared many times on this channel, I have the three-tier portfolio. I have my HODL portfolio, which I stopped buying for in September of last year. I accumulated that through the bear market of 2022 and the early part of 2023. I took profits on it at the first local top when Bitcoin hit 73,000, and then it dropped all the way back down to 49,000 during the reaccumulation period of 2024 from around when I started my channel. Actually, it capitulated around May, April, and then there was a reaccumulation period through to around September when some of the coins started to pop, and then the others in October, and then the last lot took off in November there around election time. And my general rule is that when my HODL bag gets up to 300 to 500%, then I will take the original capital off the table, and then as it continues up to further X's up, maybe 10X, 15X or so on, maybe even 7 or 8X, then I will continue to take profits from that position. However, if you started buying your HODL bags fairly late, you may not see those gains on those coins. A coin like Sui that got to $5, will it get to $15? That would be a 3X. And so that's the importance of having a swing portfolio, okay? And having a swing portfolio, which is more my accumulation method, is that I am every time that there is a local top, I'm selling and then I'm rebuying at the local bottoms, rinse, repeat. Therefore, I grow that portfolio, and every so often I'll take profits out of that and trim that position as we get closer to the end of the bull run. And then I have my day trade / scalping portfolio where I get in and out of trades as quickly as possible. And generally for my HODL, when I get to that 300 to 500% range, I'm just taking the original capital off the table. So if I'm up 5X on a trade, that means I'm only selling 20% of the portfolio, and the 80% is house money. Oh, isn't it going to go to $50? This influencer said it's going to go to $500. I'm going to hold, and I'm going to retire my entire bloodline family for the rest of history. And realizing that, sure, but you can do that with 80% of your portfolio. Shoot, you can even do that with 65% of your portfolio and sell 35%. The real flex is saying to your significant other, and obviously if you're single, just try and imagine this, when they ask how the crypto market's going, you can say, well, guess what? All the money that I originally put in is back in the bank account. And guess what? I've still got a bunch of free tokens. That's the flex. And that has to be the goal, because the trading, you are a risk manager. And you have to ask yourself, are you a trader or are you a gambler? If you're a gambler, go to Vegas. They'll happily take your money just as quickly as the crypto markets will. And so first and foremost, my HODL bag, I am only looking to sell that 20% or 35%, get my original capital off the table initially. Then as it goes up, then I can take more capital off the table. Now, worst case scenario, the market collapses and the altcoins go down 90%, Bitcoin, who knows how much it will go down. Last cycle, bear market went down 80%. I'm not sure it goes down that much, because every bear market, it goes down less percentage. But therefore, you just hold those through the cycle. You want to be in those quality coins that are multi-cycle coins. You don't want to be holding some meme coin during a bear market that will probably go to zero And even if it doesn't go to zero, it may likely never ever recover. It may just sit there, continued with little trades, but not really ever get back to where you entered the trade. And so that's number one, having that hodl bag. Now, currently, I'm using my hodl bags as swing. So I've said, you know what? Already for all my hodl bags, I'm already out and in house money. Okay, that's number one. So it's already house money that's there. So now I'm just going to swing that hodl bag. That'll be an extra swing bag for me. Let's talk about the swing bag. So the swing bag is where it's more of a medium-term trade. The hodl bag is that long-term trade where you're waiting through all the little peaks and valleys, and you finally take that original capital off at that point. Now you might have to be a little bit more aggressive with your hodl bag in this market if you bought in late. If you're late to the crypto show, you might have to treat your hodl bag more like a swing bag. In the last cycle, I wasn't late, but I was late to getting in on some coins that I should have realized earlier, and they'd already appreciated a lot. So I treated that hodl bag more like my swing bag because I feel I was late to Solana. In the end, I wasn't that late, but I got in at $12 and it had already gone up from under $1 or whatever. So I thought, I'm fairly late to this, but I'm going to treat it more like a swing bag. And I'm glad that I did, because I was able to buy the dips and sell the tops, buy the dips, sell the tops, tips all the way up to the top. And so therefore, the swing bag, what I generally do is so on the hodl bag, if I put $1,000 in and it's now at 5,000, then I take the 1,000 off, and now I have still 4,000 in value that I let run. With the swing bag, if I put 1,000 in and it's at 3,000, I take the 2,000, or if it's at 4,000, I take the 3,000. So I take all the profit that's there for the taking, and I leave my original capital in, and that's it. Okay, so I'm in more than house money on that one. Now, sometimes if I see local tops coming and I might have 1,000 in the trade and it's at 1,500, I'll take the 500 out. A mistake that a lot of people make is they completely sell out of the position, and now when the market pumps, they've got to try and get back in the trade, and they end up paying a lot higher. So I don't like that all or nothing. That's why I have the 3 different bags. I have my hodl and my swing, and that's what my scalp bag is. That's for selling out of the whole position. And I'll explain why this is so powerful in a moment. So then I have my swing bag. And so when the market dips down and has a heavy correction, then I will buy back lower. Now I have more of that coin that I did at the beginning, because I'm using the money that I got in profit and I'm buying back. Now, if I just want the same amount, so if I sold 100 Sui at $500, at $5 and got $500, and then it's at $3, I can, okay, if that $100, the $500 profit that I took at $5 that I sold, took $500 profit, now I only need $300 to buy back that trade, and I can put 200 in my jeans, or I can take that full 500 and almost get double the amount of Sui that I had, rinse and repeat. So I'm always selling those tops, buying those bottoms. Sell the green, sell the greed, and be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful, of course. Now, the last profit-taking strategy is the scalp, or the day trading. I might call it more scalping, because that's what it is. I'm scalping a trade. Scalping is where I'll open a position, and I might put $1,000 in the position, or 3,000 in a position, and it might only move. I was trading a coin, and it just was moving up and down $1, and I was making $100 every time that trade happened. And I was able to make very quickly a few $1,000s over just a few hours of trading, okay? And so I closed. So the difference is, with my hodl, I just take my original capital off the table originally. Of course, I'm taking profits on the way up with my hodl. That's not just all I'm taking. I do plan by the end of this bull run to be 90% sold out of my hodl positions, which are now my kind of hybrid swingy hodl. And my swing positions, of course, I do look to be 90% out of those positions. So as we get another pump to the top, not only will I take the profit, I'll also take some of that original capital out as well as we get closer to the end of the bull run and get further in the cycle. And the day trades and the scalps, so in both those times when I'm taking profits or taking original capital out, I'm still leaving some in the trade. It's just a little bit different. And then the scalping, what I'm doing is I'm closing the entire position. So I can use the same money over and over and over again. I can put $1,000 in, I make 100, I take the full 1,100 out. Then I take the 100 and I push that and that is then pushed out and doesn't go back into the market, okay? And then I rinse and repeat, and I keep doing over and over and over and over, and I use that same little amount of money to make that. You know, you can make $300 to $500 a day doing that. I would just start with trying to make an extra $50 to $100 a day. So what else do we have here is that those are the profit-taking strategies that I have. Now, of course, yours can be whatever you want them to be, but I think the number one thing that I have heard from people from the last cycle, the biggest mistake they made is they didn't take profits. And they got caught holding the bag when the market dumped, and they just kept buying the dip, and now they're at the bottom and they're out of money. Their position is averaged down. Now they have to wait for a long time during the bull market just to get back to break even. And most people are so fatigued, they just sell out of their positions and don't make any gain from it. Or for the ones that really hang in there, dear life, that's what huddle means, hold on for dear life. They just take a long time to get into profit. Ideally, what you want to be is 90% out of the market by the time the market goes into a bear market. Then you don't want to be buying the dip that keeps dipping. You want to wait till the bear market finds its bottom. I'll teach you how to do that, and I'll show you the strategies and the indicators that have been very reliable at getting to the bear market bottom. And then from there, obviously, you want to accumulate during the early stages of the bull market. Make sure you sell before the first sell in May and go away, and then reaccumulate. And that, look, I've heard this said many times when I first entered crypto, but millionaires are made in the bear markets. And if you don't have money to buy that bear market because it's tied up and you didn't take profits, then it makes it difficult. At least get your original capital off the table. At least if you put 50,000 in and you don't have 50,000 out at this point, and you've been in this crypto cycle for a while, you haven't had a profit taking strategy, or you've been totally in the wrong coins and you've been misdirected there on what coins to be in, okay? And so you should have your original capital out. All of my crypto right now is house money. All of the original capital is out of the market. So I am essentially risk-free. The worst thing that can happen is the market capitulates. We come into the bear market and my house money is, my tokens are worth a lot less. Okay, but then I still have that original capital that I got out that I can use to buy up the bear market, bring my average down, and be ready for the next bull run there, okay? So those are the important points. I think number one is to make sure you have a strategy. Before you enter the trade, you should know when you're going to get out, what point you're going to take profit. And then once you get into profit, look, some people will say, yeah, but what if it keeps going? Great. If it keeps going, then you can kind of stay out and wait. But then have a strategy for stopping out in profit if it starts to come down. So don't watch it go up, oh, I'm $5,000 in profit, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm only $1,000 in profit. Know before the trade that if you get to certain levels, where you're going to stop out. And you can always adjust. You can always say if the trade just keeps going, you keep staying in the trade. You don't have to take profits. Now, obviously, if you're sleeping, you might want to set some stop losses to stop you out in profit and not give back all that profit that you have. Okay, and it really does depend on the trade, whether it's hodl, swing, or if it's a scalp trade, okay, and so forth. And so the important thing is to have a strategy. Have a strategy. When you go into a trade, you open up, oh, I got the entry, now it's going up. Where are you going to go out? How much money are you going to make? You're going to close the entire trade if it's a scalp trade, or you're just going to take profits off the top and then buy if it drops back. The swing trade strategy I do like because you can take profits, and if it keeps going, you're still in the trade. And that's why I like it. I can be more aggressive with taking profits on my scalping because I usually scalp the same coins that I'm swing trading, because then if the trade keeps going, guess what? I'm in the swing position. And so I'm not bothered. I'm like, oh, no, I got out of the trade too early. I missed out on the gains. I'll go, I got the scalp money, and now it's going up. And I can take the swing money. And if the trade goes against me, I'll go, yes, I'm out of the scalp trade. I have that money deploy lower that I can buy the dip. And guess what? I also take profit on my swing trade. So win, take profit on the scalp, take profit on the swing. Now it's going back. Great. I've got money to buy the dip on the scalp. And great, I've got money to buy the dip on the swing. And all along, my hodl bag just sitting there waiting and getting, obviously it goes down in value and then up in value, but overall it's going up in value there. And of course, now as we're getting nearer to the end of the cycle, I'm looking to treat that a little bit more like a swing. So as it goes up, I'm just going to look to take the profits but not close out the trade. And I may merge those two swing trades together at some point, and then obviously I start knocking off some of their original capital. So if I've got $20,000 in a swing trade or $5,000 or whatever it may be, and we start to go up, we're getting nearer to the end of the cycle, that might be now at 6.5. So I take the 1.5 off, and then I also might take an extra 3 off and halve the swing trade as we go up in value and as we get closer to the end of the cycle. Again, you have to make your decisions for you. This is just how I do things. That's all. That's how I trade. That's how I take profits. That's how I manage my portfolios. That's how I manage my risk. And of course, I'm always rotating. I'm looking to say, well, if this position is not going so well, I want to add a coin that hasn't been a good performer for me at this stage in the bull run. I'll roll it into coins that are better performers as well. And so then I just say, okay, I'm going to cut that out, see my stop loss video to see how I get out of trades, because you need that strategy. I need that strategy. When I get in a trade, I know when I want to get out to the downside and what I'm going to do, and then when I'm going to get out to the upside as well. Have a plan for your trades. If you don't rule your trades, your trades will rule you. If you don't rule this market, the market will rule you. Those who fail to plan to fail. You get what you set. You have to have goals. When you set the trade, what is the goal of this trade? What is the purpose of this trade? What is the size of this trade? When am I going to get out of this trade? And, to the upside or the downside. And this is a profit-taking video. So we're talking about more trades that are going up in value and how to make sure that you lock in profits. And even in this bull run, the number one thing that I hear people say is they didn't take profits, they didn't take profits, they didn't take profits. By the way, the second biggest mistake I've seen people make in this bull run is buying these big green candles, and when they drop, they're in heavy losses, and then they're in heavy losses than what they should. I mean, it's hard enough when you buy what you think is a dip and it keeps dipping. It's even worse when you bought at the top, you bought the big green candles. And this is why I always look to say to buy the fear, to buy those red candles, and then to sell those big green candles, okay? And to be fearful when other people are greedy. I'm fearful. I'm getting out of trades. When I see people posting screenshots, there's some top signals there for me. I'm selling to you. You're buying from me, okay? And then if you are panic selling the red candles, guess what? You're selling in loss to me, because I'm buying those because I know it's going to go up, or it's going to go up eventually. But of course, having those strategies, stop loss to the downside, a stop loss strategy, an exit strategy to the downside, and an exit strategy to the upside as well is so important. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and until the next episode, or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.